Greetings all, El Grinnell here with TrueSpeak, bringing you all things happy and healthy. This week's vlog, we're going to be talking about the difference between emotional intelligence and mood, or actually emotions and mood. Um, let's start with emotions. So emotions are fleeting. They are signposts that help us understand how we're feeling or thinking, and then lead us to actions. Whereas mood is a little bit more sustained, right? So if you're in a bad mood, that's different from feeling grumpy. So moods actually come from your emotions. So your emotions over time create kind of a path to your moods. I'm going to talk more about mood next week because I really feel like I like to keep these short, and I also love to give you 3-step processes. So let's get back to emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is your ability to bounce back when things don't go exactly as you hoped or you don't get what you want. How you deal with people that aren't like you or you don't understand the way that they communicate, all those kinds of things is emotional intelligence. So your EI is super important for helping you be a better member of society, a better member of a team, and more successful generally in life. Unfortunately, there's a lot of importance, or I guess attention, put on what's called your IQ, so your intelligent quotient. However, people with super high IQs very often have very low EIs, so emotional intelligence. It matters more that you know how to put your intelligence into action than it does to just have intelligence. Because as you know by now, knowledge is not power, applied knowledge is power. And the ability to be able to interact with different types of humans in the workplace and in your social and personal life is really important to help you overall stay happy, healthy, get a better sleep, all that kind of stuff. So, why is emotional intelligence so challenging? It's because our brains are hardwired to see what's wrong and what's different. Because in the past, that's how we stayed safe, right? You would notice that something what didn't look safe or looked different or didn't seem right, and your brain would keep you away from those things and help you live longer. However, none of that really applies anymore. You actually need to now be able to embrace what's different and be able to see what's new in order to be able to elevate yourself both mentally, physically, and emotionally. So it's kind of not our fault that we're hardwired to see what's wrong and what's different, but the awareness of that can help move you into a better, intelligent, emotional state. And you can do this daily with these 3 steps. So here's your 3 steps. Number 1, breathe. Slow down whenever you're in a situation that looks wrong or different. Allow yourself to take a few deep and meaningful breaths. Getting the oxygen into the bloodstream and into the brain slows down the chatty mind and allows you to think more clearly. Number 2, and this was from vlog 14, which was about listening skills. I think it was called Why Interrupting is Like Not Coughing, Not Covering When You Cough. You can check that out for more information about this second step, active listening. Active listening means actually taking the time to hearing the words that the speaker is saying and understanding your role or process in that listening instead of looking for the first opportunity to jump in and say how you think and feel, because honestly, they don't care. Just like you don't care what they're talking about, they don't care what you're about to say. So, how do you get to the caring? You get to the caring by being an active listener. They'll feel heard, understood, and they'll appreciate you, and they'll also appreciate what you're just about to say. And then the third is reflection. So watch out for jumping to conclusions, interrupting, putting in your opinions. So some positive language that I really enjoy is after somebody is telling you something, when you jump in and say, here's what you should do, avoid that at all costs. Do your best instead to say, if it were me, because that's all you really know. You have no idea what this other person should actually do because you don't even know if you got the whole story. Take in the information as an active listener and decide, if it were me, what would I do in this situation based on the information that you have? And then you say, well, if it were me, I would. Or here's what I would suggest. Or if you're asking, I have some ideas, right? watch out for here's what you should do. That's going to make people go like this, not necessarily physically, but they will stop listening. They'll put a roadblock up to what you're about to say. So make sure you're offering suggestions. I have a whole ebook on the positive purpose of negative emotions. And if you'd like to get that, go to my website, truespeak.us, and click on where it says better than a cup of coffee. I have a 3-step process on motivation, emotions, and positive language. So if that sounds interesting and you'd like to dig into this a little bit more, go to truespeak.us. You'll see better than a cup of coffee. Just put your name and email in there and it'll come right to you. So until next week, practice those 3 steps: breathing, active listening, reflection. And then when we talk about mood next week, you'll have another layer of the cake that'll help make this communication skill even better. So until then, aloha.